Welcome to Honest Whispers Review for Sale. On this video, I'll be reviewing Marvel, the Fantastic Four, the Invisible Woman, and the Thing Gashapon trading figure, released by Bandai and Yamato. This figure is approximately 3.5 inches tall. And I'm going to go over 5 different categories to review this. First category is design, pretty much covers the look, the concept, and the pose. And as you can see just right off the bat, I love the pose. I love how Invisible Woman is sitting on the shoulder of the Thing and he's carrying her around. Kind of shows that they're doing some kind of teamwork going on there. She has her arm raised, so it looks like she's either using her power or about to use her power. Definitely love how they used the Fantastic Four symbol as the base rather than just a plain black base or something like that. So it definitely stands out. And overall look is amazing. So concept, everything about it, amazing. Really can't go wrong with it. And just the way they kind of attached together is very nicely designed as well. There's no peg on her butt or anything like that, so you can see how there's some space right there. And basically the way it's quite stable, and the way she's kind of held in there is just by his hands, which has a perfect fit. So definitely nice look and everything, well thought out. This part might be subjective, but for me, I think the figure itself overall would look better if it was in the middle of the base rather than on the front side. And just the way it's on the front side, you might think it might be a bit top heavy on the front side and it might tip over, but the figure itself is quite stable. As you can see on the bottom of the base, that's kind of where his the pegs are, that goes to his feet. So it's not something you could just put anywhere you want. And also, I don't know if this was meant to be, perhaps it's the overall look and design with the other figures that you might be able to get. But as you can see, the way the four lines up on the base, the figures are not looking straight at you, they are kind of offset. So they're both looking in the same direction, but if you want them to face you, you could see how the 4 symbol is a bit slanted. So bit subjective. I don't really find that as a flaw, and that's why I give the design score a perfect 10 out of 10. Next category is sculpting. Pretty much covers the details, the quality of the sculpt, quality of the molding, and the execution. And as you can see with her hair, again, this is something that's 3.5 inches tall overall. So that means Sue, or Invisible Woman, is about 2 inches tall, at least the way she's sitting. Of course, if she's standing, she would be close to 3.5 inches herself, or at least 3 inches. But very nice details on the hair. It's not too much details and it's not too simplified, so definitely like that balance. Overall body proportions, everything is nice and perfect. Even the details on her fingers, not as nice, but still definitely there. And it doesn't look too bad, especially this left hand where you have some of her fingers kind of split. Now for me, I feel like her face comes down a bit too narrow, especially from the front. So I think if her face, especially where her lower cheeks down to where her chin is, was a bit rounder, I think it would look better. Otherwise, it doesn't look bad. So it's not much of a huge flaw or anything like that. And again, back to her body, perfectly proportioned breast, waist, hips, and even her butt. Even though you can't see her butt completely, it is nicely sculpted. So definitely nice plus to that, especially her legs, perfectly shaped and sized. Now, the thing I think is the best part about this Gashapon trading figure, and just the way he looks. This is also my favorite version of him. A bit rocky, not too rocky, and also it doesn't look too rounded, like as if he's a walking pile of poo. Skin tone, everything about it, just the way his muscles and the rocky skin texture is sculpted. Very nice details, literally from head to toe. Nothing's really wrong with it. Can't see any flaws or issues. And even his shorts, you get some realistic wrinkles where the shorts kind of bunches up where his hip is. Everything is nicely sculpted and executed. As far as the quality of the molding, really can't find any issues at all unless you look very closely at it. I think right here where Invisible Woman's hair is, there's an area, it looks like it's been kind of looks like it's chipped off a bit right there at the lower part of her hair. Although it's something you would have to look closely at. And because it's hair, it really doesn't look that much like a flaw or anything like that. And as far as seam lines, the only seam line I could really find is here on the Thing's forehead. You can see that line going across right there. That's probably where the two molds come together. But still, due to his skin texture, the way he's supposed to look, really hard to tell that it's even a flaw. And again, that's something you have to look really closely at, because at a normal distance, definitely can't see those flaws at all. And that's why I give the sculpting score a near perfect 9 out of 10. Next category is colors. Pretty much covers the accuracy of the colors, quality of the paint, and quality of the paint application. And as you can see, no flaws on the color accuracy. Everything looks pretty accurate. Now the costume, the blue is a bit more of a darker royal blue. You might see the costume in a bit of a light blue tone in the comics, but of course there's many comic versions where they're in this royal blue version as well, so it's not really inaccurate or anything like that. But I do like how Invisible Woman's costume has a gloss finish, while you see something like the Thing, his skin and his shorts have a bit of a matte finish. So definitely nice mix to that. As far as the paint application goes, it is quite near perfect, especially a figure this small. Very nicely done. But when you start looking up close, I mean the eyes and the lips, very nicely done. Her Fantastic Four emblem, the symbol, perfect straight lines. But when you look really up close, you can see that her collar, the line's a bit jagged. You could see those sharp points and angles sticking out rather than a nice smooth and straight line or curved lines. But something you have to look really closely at. Otherwise, again, from a pretty good distance, really can't tell or see those flaws at all. Another thing I saw was the belt. You could see how there are some lines. It does kind of curve a bit rather than going perfectly straight. And then even the paint itself, you could see a lot of, rather than nice, flat, smooth lines, you could see the paint kind of, I guess, curving a bit, or otherwise you could see the line is not completely smooth. Almost has that paintbrush look to it. But again, something you would have to look really closely at. Best part about the painting or the coloring is probably the thing. You can see a lot of nice coloring to it, dark orange to light orange, with a lot of brown here and there, especially highlighting and detailing his skin tone. So the brown lining to kind of highlight the rocky texture, really nicely done. Looks amazing, all the way down to his legs and toes. His shorts, definitely, you can see the symbol emblem there. Nice straight lines, although you could see how the white is kind of bleeding into where it's kind of, you can see that sculpted line right there. But something you have to look really closely at. So very minor flaws, but nothing that really stands out. And here are the final ones that I saw would be the blue bleeding on the back, on the base. You can see the blue bleeding where the corner of that 4 is. And the 4 is raised, so rather than that nice white wall, you kind of get some blue bleeding in a little bit. While other areas you can see how nice and clean it is. So again, something you have to look very closely at. When you're looking at it from a bit of a distance, really can't tell at all. And that's why I give the color score a near perfect 9 out of 10. Usually next category would be packaging, but when I bought this as an open box, so it didn't come with the box. Box is a simple 4-color packaging, and it is a Gashapon, so like a mystery box, you don't know what figure you're going to be getting. So the next category is value. Pretty much covers the suggested retail price versus the quality, or the suggested retail price versus the aftermarket price. And for this, I can't remember exactly when it was released or when I bought this. It was about over 10 years ago. So my best guess is that this was released in the late 2000s. If I had to kind of narrow it down, maybe between 2009 to 2010. That's when a lot of Japanese companies were releasing Marvel figures. And when I bought this was around, I would say $6. Usually Gashapons at that time were about $5.99 to $7.99. This is definitely on the slightly bigger, not the big category, but then definitely the medium to slightly big category with a lot of details. So it won't be in the $4.99, but definitely more around that $5.99 to $6.99. Now, I recently sold this on eBay for $20 plus shipping and tax, although the tax is collected by eBay, at a total of $28 and some change. So definitely the aftermarket value is there, mainly due to its rarity. Even if you look for it online, there's not too many listed, and right now you probably see an average of maybe $15 to $20 in that price range. And I would definitely see that this would, or guess that this would continue to go up in value, maybe at an increment of 5 to 10 years, 20 to 40%. So 5 years from now, this will easily be around $25 for its base price. So the value is definitely there. Aftermarket potential is there, and that's why I give the value score a near perfect 9 out of 10. Final categories overall pretty much accumulates the 4 prior categories: design, sculpting, colors, and value. And again, this is a very nice looking figure. Not too many Fantastic Four Gashapon figures. were made. Just even statues alone, not too many out there. And this, for something small like this, does have a bit of that mini statue quality to it. Very nice details, very nice coloring, and even the value itself definitely has some nice potential. Unfortunate I had to let this go. Definitely was part of my personal collection. And that's why I give the overall score a near perfect 9 out of 10. So to recap: design 10 out of 10, sculpting 9 out of 10, colors 9 out of 10, value 9 out of 10, and overall 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Until next time, continue reading the King James Version Bible and eat your vitamin C's daily.